Working late one night, Dashwai suddenly felt someone lick the back of his neck. He spun around in shock, but no one was there. Trying to stay calm, he went to take a sip of water, only to realize with horror that his cup had been tampered with too. Memories of last month's deadly incident in the building flooded his mind as overwhelming fear crashed over him. He decided to flee this eerie place at once, but the moment he took a step, dragging, sinister footsteps echoed behind him, like a deadly incantation. Yet when he whirled around, not a soul was in sight. To test his sanity, he took a few more steps. The footfalls matched his pace exactly, halting abruptly when he did, as if invisible feet were pinned right behind him. Glancing at a gecko on the wall, an ill omen according to Indian lore, signaling evil spirits nearby, Dashwai's hair stood on end. He raced to the elevator, frantically jabbing the button for B1. In the blink of an eye, a pair of dress shoes materialized beside him, pristine yet bone-chillingly cold. He shrank back into the corner, desperate to put miles between himself and those shoes, but they seemed to have a mind of their own, slowly pivoting and advancing relentlessly closer. Good lord, this thing was utterly depraved. Suddenly, the elevator lost power. Dashwai's hands shook violently as he turned on his phone flashlight, reaching for the emergency call button. It fell right off onto the floor. He pounded the doors, screaming for help, only to hear the same pounding echoed back at him. That ghostly thing was mocking him. Well, if he couldn't see it, he'd have to feel around. The instant his fingers brushed against something, the elevator plummeted and his flashlight went out. Engulfed in darkness, the sense of another presence intensified. No choice but to keep groping blindly. Maybe if he could just grasp its hand and say hello, it would let him go. Just then, the power returned, whisking him right back up to the ninth floor. He burst out, frantically dialing for help on the landline, but the line was dead. Waving madly at the security camera yielded no response from the guard station, at last spotting a couple in the opposite building, but they were too busy to notice his plight. His only option was the stairs, yet no matter if he went up or down, he couldn't escape the ninth floor, as if trapped in a ghostly labyrinth. Finally reaching a fire exit, he encountered a guard on duty who unlocked the door for him, but partway through, the guard's nose began to bleed, his expression twisted, and a box cutter appeared in his hand. Right before Dashwai's eyes, the man slit his own throat, his very soul quaking in abject horror. Dashwai huddled under his desk, trembling as he prayed for dawn. A thunderous knocking shattered the air, each blow reverberating in his bones. Following the sound to the records room door, he sensed he stood at the very boundary between life and death, knowing with grim certainty that whatever lay beyond was not of this world.